Oh my gosh, guys, I'm live. I'm a star. I'm gonna be huge and famous, or maybe not. Maybe I need to change my goals and my dreams. And move on to a new environment and read the white writing on the wall and just give up and change and adapt. I'm ranting like this because I recently read a book called "Who Moved My Cheese" by, I don't care, I guess it doesn't matter, Spencer Johnson, MD. By the way, I guess I didn't really think about this, but I mean, it's kind of like a book about management, like corporate management and like running a business. So the fact that he's a fucking doctor kind of is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that has to do with his field of expertise. I mean, maybe he realized he just moved the cheese or went where the cheese was because he was a shit doctor. Like maybe he was like he was operating on someone and he sewed their pinky finger into their intestine, like lower intestine, and then he's like, time to move with the cheese, and he became a corporate motivator. I don't know, but anyway, guys, what's up? Hope you're having a good night. I read this book called "Who Moved My Cheese," and it's good for as short as it is. It's worth the time it takes to read it, and it's used by corporate management. We're gonna get back to that word management in a second, because I think that's an important distinction in the book, or an important distinction to make, because who the book's for, which is people who run companies, kind of is the biggest source of my problem with this book. So the book, I'm going to go ahead and pull up something different here, is about, it centers around four characters, right? There's, let me see if I can full screen this. So, let's see, full screen. Why can't I full screen? You guys are really seeing like a side into how stupid I am right now. It's like I can't full screen. Really? Okay, I mean I just went or waited for a long time for that to load and it didn't get any bigger. So anyway, hold on. Well, who fucking cares? Okay, so that's him, Ha, Sniff, and Scurry. Okay? So it centers around these four characters, and they all live in a maze and they all have to live off cheese, right? And him and Ha are like tiny humans, right? And Sniff and Scurry are just your basic little mice, right? And at the beginning of the book, him and Ha are like, oh man, these dumb mice bitches, we're smarter than them. And him and Ha have lots of cheese. But eventually they run out of cheese. And they all run out of cheese at their cheese station, right? And Sniff and Scurry, they're pretty quick to just like, go on to the next place and keep sniffing out cheese. But him and Ha, they just keep sitting around and they're afraid of the change and they're afraid of not having cheese. And they start to starve to death. Eventually, Ha is like, I'm gonna go find some new cheese, and he goes out and he branches out into the maze. And while he's going along the way to find new cheese, he realizes how change is amazing, how he shouldn't have waited so long to change, and eventually he finds more cheese. And him, it doesn't say what happens to him. I assume him died because he's just sitting at the cheese station with no cheese. He just starved to death. Maybe there's like a special edition of like Who Moved My Cheese, where it shows him sitting at the cheese station just starving to death. Like, it has some like cartoons, some illustrations along with it, where it just shows him like in going into malnutrition and dying. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Doesn't matter. But basically, again, the point of the story is, oh man, like someone moves your cheese and things change and they're different than they used to be, and you got to move on and not be afraid to venture out into the maze. And even though it's dangerous and kind of scary, you realize that your fears are mostly imagined. And basically, you just gotta not be afraid to try new things, right? And it's a metaphor that's used for meant for businesses. Like in business, you're going to have changes. In life, you're going to have changes, and like eventually, like something that might have been profitable or something that might have brought you a lot of joy or something that you're comfortable with might not be there anymore because the world changes, and you shouldn't be afraid to move along with that change. And I mean, like I said, there's a lot of good stuff in the book. Like there's steps outlined in the book, like let's see, hold on. Move with the cheese and enjoy it. So it's like, like change happens, anticipate change, monitor change, adapt to change quickly. The quicker you let go of the old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy the new cheese. Change, enjoy change, be ready to change quickly, and enjoy it again and again. And a lot of the book has to do with fear and how fear is overblown, and it's in our head a lot of the times. And I agree with that. I think that that's mostly a good message. But there was a line where, let me see if I can find the exact line. Hold on. Okay, this is it. Okay, and this is when Ha goes out to the maze. He knew that some fears should be respected, as it can keep you out of real danger. But he realized that most of his fears were irrational and kept him from changing when he needed to. Okay, you know what? But it's like, okay, so some fears should be respected, but most of your fears are irrational. Even if that's true, that's the problem. Like, you're not solving the problem. Right there, how do you know what fears are rational or irrational until your rational fears, or the fear that was legitimate, ends up hurting you, or ends up causing you to lose your business, or ends up destroying you. Like that. So that right there, that one little line is a huge, like, maybe he shouldn't go out into the maze, right? The maze has the potential to be dangerous. Maybe he's gonna get killed by other mice. He's a little dude. Maybe he's going to run into some normal-sized humans that'll just stomp his fucking head in. Curb stomp him. American History X style. You don't know that. I get what it's saying. I think that that's probably a lot of truth in that. That's, like, a lot of fears are rational. But, I mean, still, like, that to me is a big problem. And here's my main problem with the book. It came down to this line. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. And it has to do with, like, whenever management says, hold on a second. And I'm sorry, I should have, like, plotted this out better before I started the live stream. But this is really important that I read this line to you. Let's see here. No. I know it's on here somewhere. But basically, like, the line amounts to, like, how, like, basically how whenever management talks about changes, like, the lower level of employees don't like it because it's never good. That's not exactly what it says, though. That's not what caught my eye. Oh, okay. So he asked, and this isn't like the characters in the book. These are other characters, just to give you some context. What happens in most organizations when you've been in when a change is announced by top management? Do most people say change is a good idea or a bad idea? A bad idea, Frank answered. Yes, Michael agreed. Why? Carlos said, and this is what fucking bothered me so much. Because people want things to stay the same, and they think change will be bad for them. When one person says the change is a bad idea, others say the same. Okay. That is so that's such bullshit. You know that's not that okay. That's the one part of the book I honestly disagree with. You want to know why people don't like change when it's announced by management? Because basically they're saying we're going to cut off the pinky to save the hand. They know that change usually means they're going to get rid of the most expendable employees to make that change. That layoffs are coming soon. You know, and this kind of gets into my real world example of the problem I have with this book. Okay, hold on a second. See, the first time I saw Back to the Future, right, and then the next dozen times I watched it, please ignore that search for backwarts. I had a big ass backward once. I'm going to tell you about it. It was like a knob of a thing, man. I had this big backward on my back. I said where it was, you know, but it was on my back when I was like 19 years old. It was disgusting. It was so big though that when I found like I had to go to the doctor to like get it nuked with like some cold shit to like get rid of the blood source, so it like rotted off my back. And when I finally like got it off, I actually like saved it for a long time. And then I kept it in like a little Ziploc bag, and I like opened it up once, and I smelled it. Hold on. So, you know, like I'm going to the movie Back to the Future, right? Look at this. When he goes to the gas station in Back to the Future, he's never seen this before. Marty, bunch of people working at the gas station. You know, you want to know why he's never seen that? Because in Marty's time, there are no more people like that. There are no more people who help out at gas stations. Why? Because those little pump machines right there, they just they phased those people out. That was a change. Yeah, they got rid of the most expendable part of the organization to make way for new technology. And that's and by the way, and I realize like now that I have some understanding of economics that's automation right there. That's the threat we're facing. You know, like automation is going to take so many jobs, like, and I think it's going to be like the biggest shift in our future, and the biggest um like problem in our future, and then going to cause even more disparity. So it's like yes, again, I think this is a good book. I can see why it's a popular book, but like again, let's go back to the phrase management. It's about corporate management. Like that one line where it's like, oh, the lower levels fear change because it's peer pressure and it's not what they're used to. No, they fear change from management again because they're the most expendable part of the goddamn organization. That's why. And it's like, how many jobs has automation already taken? Like, I remember I worked at Walmart for a long time, hence where I got the hat. And, like, how many cash registers did there used to be when there wasn't self check? You know, I saw automation every day on a ground level. You know, and it reminded me of this, you know? Like, the meatpacking industry. I love John Oliver. I'll always give him a shout out. But, like, so, and it's about, like, you know how horrible like the meatpacking industry is, how horrible like places like Tyson might be, and how badly they treat their employees, and you know how workers wear diapers and stuff. And it's not good. But what really shocked me was like this one part of the story where it talked about how the difference in how the people, I think it was Tyson, maybe not, but like at this one company, oh okay, this is where it is. Okay, hold on. Men, hopefully you'll have sound. Maybe not. Oh yep, it was Tyson. And by the way, like this is just I don't know what Tyson's like as a whole. Like I haven't done like a shitload of research on it or anything like that. Oh fuck. God damn it. Okay, hold on. No.
Moving on. Our main story tonight
Sorry,
concerns
guys.
pandemics. You know, the thing every little virus could one day.
Sorry guys, hold on a second.
The inspectors do get to visit the plants. The limits to what they're allowed to do once they're in there can be genuinely ridiculous.
In the southeast, where
Oh, here it is. Okay, I want to show you guys this.
Tyson don't care about the physical well-being of their workers, but that's actually not true because they do seem to care very much about the physical well-being of some of their workers.
Employees at Tyson Fresh Meats corporate offices in Dakota Dunes are getting out from behind their desks.
All right, looks good, guys.
And into a healthy routine.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, we offer an on-site fitness class for any employee who wants to come. We focused on stretching at your desk. A lot of us sit at our desk a lot of times. So even just getting up and stretching, just that little bit of movement throughout the day helps too.
We had a workshop on meditation last week, and it was pretty good, clearing your mind and relaxing. Stuff you can do at work.
You know what? It's true. Meditation is great for clearing.
So the reason I showed you that is at this corporation, the corporate side of the company, the people that work in the offices, the people that run the company, they're treated great. They have like meditation centers in their building. They get to stretch. They have like aerobics classes, and good for those people. I have nothing against those individuals for taking advantage of that, but that's kind of juxtaposed with the incredible mistreatment there is of the people that work at the food lines, you know, and how badly they're treated, you know, and the fact that they have to go to the bathroom, or the fact that they have to, every time they have an ache or a pain, they're just told to visit the nurse, the fact that their factories aren't really inspected very well, you know, all that shit, and it's like, that's I guess my issue upon my first time reading it with this book, with Who Moved the Cheese. It's like, change is great. Just be open to change. And who? Like, yeah, that's an easy position to take, or a valid position to take, if you're already the fucking manager, like making a triple figure income and a great living for yourself. It's not that simple if you're the guy on the bottom of the pole. So yeah, dipshit. No, the lower level employees don't dislike change when it's announced by management because the peer pressure and it's what they're used to. No, it's because in America, and in other places in the world too, but in America that means layoffs. In America that means going from the meat packing line or the factory line to the welfare line. In America that means job insecurity because the day when your job is going to be taken by a robot is sooner than you think, and there's no way you're going to be able to outperform or outdo a robot. You know, like so I actually want to show you this scene. Do you remember this scene, the Will Ferrell movie, I, Robot, or Will Ferrell? Yeah, the Will Ferrell. Dude, that movie would have been fucking hilarious if Will Ferrell was in it. I, Robot with Will Ferrell. I'd be like, oh, hey, crazy robot, I was on SNL. Okay, I can't even do a fucking bit out of that. But I, Robot. But no, the Will Smith movie, I, Robot. Hold on. This is perfect for what I'm talking about. I'm so glad I thought of this. By the way, Will Smith is a scholar. He's a really interesting guy, really bright guy. I recommend his videos on YouTube. Like, I'm definitely a goober. You know, I'm very susceptible to self-help bullshit, but I like a lot of his stuff. Will Smith.
Completely shatter human faith in robotics. What if the just imagine the mass recalls all because of irrational paranoia and prejudice.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Hey, let's just be clear. There is no conspiracy. What this is one old man's one mistake.
No, not the scene I was wanting. That's a cool scene though. But anyway, no, there's a scene where building a chair, maybe. I want you to see it for yourself. I can't find. Okay, I can't find the exact scene, but anyway, there's a scene here where basically, like, Will Smith lives in the year 2035. He like hates. He's a cop that hates robots, and like robots have taken like all the menial jobs, and he's talking to the CEO of this big robot company. And he's like, yo, I got a great idea for an ad. Actually, I'm not going to try to do a Will Smith impression. It's kind of racist. But he's like, all right. So basically, you show a man building a chair, and he just works his butt off. He builds a chair, and then you show a robot doing it like 20 times faster. And then the end of the ad says, robots beating the shit out of the little man. Like, that's exactly what's going to happen to us. And like when I hear books like that sound so optimistic about change, that's kind of where my mind goes. So what are your thoughts on this? I'm happy to hear it, and thank you for watching, and have a great day, and be grateful, and God bless. Thank you. I'm Jack Horner. Oh,